Let's just take a few breaths together here. And so once you find that long spine, a heaviness through your lower body, your comfortable seated position, let's take a collective breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. 2 more. Breathing together. And let your breath start to take care of itself. And let go of any expression on your face. And see if you could find the slightest little tucking in and pulling back of your chin so that the back of your neck has a bit of length. Invite your shoulders to melt down. And just meet yourself where you are at today. If your breath is fast or shallow, that's okay. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling like sitting and breathing is impossible, that's okay. If you're feeling fantastic, that is okay. And sometimes it's hard to label how we're feeling. Bring your palms onto your legs and breathe in to pull your heart through your arms. Look up to the sky. And as you breathe out, round your back and look down towards your legs. And go for a few more just like that. These can be really subtle movements. If you're dealing with some spinal stuff, what if you focused on your breath instead? You could keep a long spine, but breathe space into your heart. And then as you breathe out, imagine your spine rounding. See if you could connect to drawing your lower abdomen in instead. Inhale to expand through the front of the body, opening the heart. And exhale to contract through the front of the body, opening through the back of your body. And let's sit tall together. And we'll all inhale to reach the arms wide and up. Breathe out to twist to the right, any amount. Maybe it's 10% of what you usually do, maybe it's more. Inhale, come back to center. And as you breathe out, twist the other way. Inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up. Bring your right hand down, avoiding your dog or your puppy if you've got one around like I do. Reach your left arm up, 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 and then over for a nice side bend. If you've got the space, you could look up to the sky. Inhale to come up and just switch sides. Opposite arm reaches up and over. Really focus on length through this right side body. And come back to center and notice if you feel a little bit taller. Maybe there's more room to breathe. And let's do a little bit more here. So let's inhale to sweep the arms wide and up. As you breathe out, cross one arm over the other. And then inhale, reach your hands back behind you. Maybe your fingers touch the ground. Maybe you interlace your hands. Exhale to release. And then inhale, reach up again. As you breathe out, cross the opposite arm on top. Inhale, hands back, heart forward. Exhale, release. So we inhale up. Exhale, cross over. Inhale, hands back. You can interlace, maybe varying which thumb is on top. And exhale to let it go. Let's add in a count. Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 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 Last one, in, out, in, out. And let's extend the right leg out to the side. Keep a generous bend in your left knee. If it's up high, just place a pillow or a folded blanket under your knees so that it can kind of rest down rather than getting super stretched. Reach your arms up and then bow forward. You could round your back, you could keep your spine long. And I always like to sway a bit. If you've got some music on, that usually helps. You could experiment with bringing your right hand onto your right leg, left arm up and over. And then come up, left hand to the floor, right arm up and over. And come back through center. Use your hands to switch your legs or go hands free. Inhale to sweep your arms up. Exhale to fold forward. Move, especially if you're listening to some good music. Option to lean to your extended leg, like a little ballet dancer. And then bring your right hand down, left arm up and over, big stretch. And come back. Legs in. And there's no real fancy way to do this, but just make your way down onto your back. With your feet on the floor and your knees bent, I knew she was going to come attack me now that I'm on the ground. With your knees bent, feet on the floor, widen out your feet and drop your knees side to side really slow. Massage your low back against the mat. Rocking and rolling side to side. I like to inhale to center and use the exhale to drop the knees. You could let your head fall in the opposite direction. And it might feel nice to just land with the knees to one side, head to the other. And if you're keeping things gentler today, is that a word? You can add your pillows under your thighs so that you're not coming too deep into this so that it's uncomfortable. And let's take a few more breaths right here. And bring your knees through center and lazily let them fall the other way. And sink into this, let gravity be your friend. Make your way back to center. And then let's all pull the right leg in. If your low back has been giving you a little bit of a hard time, keep your left foot flat on the floor. If you've got more space, you can extend it long. And use your exhales to pull your right knee in a little closer. And your inhales could give you a little bit of space. If your leg feels far, you can hold on to your pant leg. Maybe it helps to bring your leg out to the side a bit more. And then let's inhale to reach your heel up to the sky. So you can hold on to the back of your leg if you have the space. If your head is lifting, your shoulders are curling up, that's your sign to bring your hands down to the earth and just take it a little easier here. Don't sacrifice a relaxed, long spine just to hold on to your leg. Use your inhales to think of reaching your heel up a little higher. Maybe your exhales find some softness through the knee. Inhale, heel high. Exhale, soften a little. Close your eyes. And so often with yoga, or really any movement practice, we set these goals, right? I want to be able to straighten my leg. I want to be able to touch my toes. And while those are great reasons to come to your mat, see what happens if you practice really gently, not forcing it, just being where you are. Taking this time to be in conversation with your body. And eventually bend your knee. Bring your right ankle over your left thigh. Some days I like to just hang out here, especially if that left leg is long. I imagine my right knee getting heavy. If you want, you could slide your left foot in. Think of reaching your right knee forward. You could even interlace your hands around your left thigh or shin. Again, don't sacrifice your shoulders and your neck. Feeling a little something in that outer hip. And depending on what option you chose, you might feel a little bit on the inner line of your right leg and hip. This external rotation through the thigh. And some days we have a lot of space, we've got a ton of room, we can come into the deeper variations of the pose, and other days we don't. And that's okay, right? We're just in conversation with the body. Things change. We might not be able to do what we did yesterday, what we did 10 years ago. Yoga is really a practice of being present. Eventually you can release that foot. Maybe just take a moment and center here. And then invite your left knee in. Inhales, we soften up a little. Exhales, we pull in. Let's inhale to reach the heel up. Exhale to find some softness through the knee. You can go hands free. Inhale, reach. Exhale, soften. And then let's bring the left ankle over the right thigh. Choose whether you hang out here with the leg long or slide your right foot in. Maybe even reach for your right thigh. And just like how we don't need to have the same practice we once did, you don't need to do the same thing on both sides if it doesn't feel good. It can be a fun thing to aim for, but realistically, we are not perfectly symmetrical. It's part of being human, so let's honor that. Even Chili isn't perfectly symmetrical. She's got one ear that flops. When you've had enough, unravel. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. And sometimes it's nice to make some cactus arms here. Or you could mirror what's happening in your legs with your arms. You could interlace your fingers or bring your fingertips to touch overhead. Diamond through the arms, diamond through the legs. And see just how lazily you could roll onto one side. It doesn't matter which side, just turn to face your device. I like to use the bottom arm as a pillow and keep the knees stacked. Let your top arm drape over your hip. And then we'll breathe in to reach just the top arm up to the sky and then overhead. Exhale, hand down, rests on the hip. One more like that, trace that rainbow shape or that macaroni shape. Then let's add the leg in. So top leg stretches long. You might find that your toes could tap the ground. Exhale, hand to hip, knees stack. And let this be kind of loose and fun. Maybe your bottom ribs get lighter or lift. You could even look up to the sky. And then exhale, hand to hip, knees stack. You could add in your count to 4, inhale, to 4, exhale, and play. Let's do a few more of these. Eventually, come back to lying on your side. If you want more, bend your top knee and reach back for your foot or your pant leg with your hand. And let your shoulder get pulled back by the weight of your leg. Your knee could move back to deepen the stretch through your quad and hip flexor. Let it go. And take all the time in the world to roll onto your back. Maybe find your double diamond shape, your butterfly with your arms reaching overhead. And then lazily roll onto the other side. Your back will be to your device unless you do the fancy on-screen flip. You know what you're doing here. So 2 times we reach the arm up, tracing a rainbow shape. And then we add on the leg, and you repeat as many times as you'd like. Let's do one more. If you don't feel even side to side, do more. I'm not known for my counting skills. And then hang out here on your side. Reach for your foot with your hand or your pant leg. And when you're done, and let that go. And we're going to make our way to lying down on the front of the body here. So let's just start by bringing our hands down, and you can rest a cheek or your forehead on the back of your hands. And feel yourself just melting into the ground. Notice how it feels to breathe with your abdomen against the earth. Maybe you can breathe into the back of your body a bit more. You can bring the opposite cheek down to even this out. Notice what changes that makes. Our crocodile pose. Come on, Chili. Chili went to her bedroom, if you're wondering. Bring your forehead down to the ground now, or your chin. Bend your knees and drop your feet side to side. Notice that massage of your quads, the front of your thighs against the earth. And then let's make our way out of this shape to hands and knees. Move through some cat-cows or wiggle side to side. And then reach for your pillows. I like to have 2 pillows down for this, purely out of laziness. If you've only got 1 or you've got a blanket instead, that's great as well. If you're feeling luxuriously lazy, then you can bring 2 lengthwise on either side of your mat. And then we'll make our way to lying down on our backs. Yeah, they should just be outside of your hips, kind of in line with your thighs. And let's actually pull the left knee in first and pull it across so that your left shin can rest on your pillow. Now you can reach your arms wide, and this can be a really lovely twist. Or turn this into side lying with the support of the pillow. And so moving into these restorative shapes, we're not aiming for a really deep stretch. Think of this like building your own couch, finding the perfect, most comfortable shape here. You can place a blanket over your body. And yeah, you might find that halfway through this, you want to change, do the other variation, the twist or side lying instead. Do that, and then settle into stillness. And while you're here, your job is to soften. Allow your body to soften, to melt. Soften any expression on your face. Soften your breath. And just be here with all of these sensations. Your mind will probably drift away. Just invite it back. The practice of drifting in and out. Make your way out of this shape. Keep it soft. Rest in center. And then try this out on the second side. always say this in class, but moving your props after a restorative shape is sometimes like the hardest part of class. One day I'm going to train Chili to move my yoga props exactly where they need to be. But that's probably a long ways away. Right now I need to work on her not biting me during class. So choose your twist or your side lying or a little bit of both. Softly make your way out of this shape. And we're going to come into a resting pose now. So traditionally, shavasana is done lying on your back. If you're more comfortable doing kind of either of the poses we did before, lying on your side or your front, do that. If you'd prefer to sit, do that. If you'd prefer to put a couple pillows under your knees or maybe one under your head, do that. That's really nice for the low back. And usually I like to put a giant blanket over myself. So you could keep a blanket folded, place it over your heart, your belly, or, oh, Chili's toy just fell out of this. Or you can just use your blanket how you normally would. Just get as cozy as you can. Tuck yourself in. And if you are a shavasana skipper, that's okay. I dare you to take just 3, maybe 5 breaths here. It really is a valuable and important pose. It gives us time to kind of digest our practice. And of course, the longer you can spend here, the better. You've done enough. No more need for poses and movements. No need to be anywhere else. No need to go over your practice in your mind. And just soak up all the goodness of this practice. And start to deepen your breath. Make some movements. And if you feel too relaxed to move, that means I did my job properly. You can absolutely stay where you are. If you prefer to come up to seated, then make your way there. Bring your hands any place that resonates with you. Send a thank you to your body, to the roots of our yoga practices, the teachers who passed these practices down to us. And a really warm thank you to yourself for carving out this time in your day to practice and to really treat yourself with kindness and care.